introduce myself. My name is Yuliana Susanti, NIM 322010170. I'm from B.Morning class semester 5. In this video, I want to explain to you about instructed second language learning. There are 4 discussions, namely classroom language, processing instruction, uniqueness of instruction, and effectiveness of instruction. Enjoy the video. Number 1. Classroom language. Classroom language, one of the main differentiating factors between classroom learning and so-called naturalistic learning, is the language available from which learner can come to understand the working of the language second and formulate hypotheses. In nearly all cases, there are statistically significant differences in proficiency level among these inexperienced ESL teachers. In foreign language instruction, very often the only language that learners are exposed to is the one in the classroom. Jordan, Richard, and Lockhart, which mention that there are several strategies that one teacher should do in using class language, namely, speak slower. When the teacher uses language English in class, teacher speaks slower from the moment the teacher speaks in the situation difference. This is done so that student is easier to understand the word being spoken. Using pause. Teacher use pause in use English to give opportunity for students to understand and the meaning spoken. To place the pauses, the teacher use between word, between phrase, and between sentence, longer pause. What does the teacher do when connecting two sentences? Change the pronunciation. When teaching, the teacher often use pronunciation which is not standard. Because when the teacher use standard pronunciation, many students do not understand spoken meaning. In this case, the teacher can follow the regional dialects. Nonetheless, to give correct pronunciation, teacher do progressive and fun education. Seminars progressive and fun education. Seminar enter the correct pronunciation with how to repeat word oral. Change vocabulary. In this step, the teacher select vocabulary easy to reach and related to the daily activities of students. This is done to make the language English is more meaningful and can they use in daily activities. Simplify grammar. At this step, the teacher does not always use proper grammar right. Teacher more often grammar so that students are not to focus on grammar. This is done because students don't dare to speak because they afraid to use the wrong grammar. Using context. In this step, the teacher use object in the classroom or in the school to help students understand spoken language. Number 2. Processing instruction. Processing instruction refer to a type of instruction that takes as its basis how learner process input. They compare two instructional models, one in which input is practiced as a form of output manipulation, traditional grammar instruction in which information is presented to learner for practice, and the other in which an attempt is made to change the way input is perceived and processing instruction. Fun fact: principle of language second input processing. Van Vatten present 3 premises that are the basis of processing instruction. Number 1, learner need input of acquisition. Number 2, a major problem in acquisition might be the way in which learner process inputs. Number 3, if we can understand how learner process input, then we might be able to devise effective input enhancement of focus on form to aid acquisition of formal feature of language. Number 3, uniqueness of instruction. Instruction can have its unique repercussion. Faculty specifically compared naturalistic versus instructed learner in terms of their acquisition of relative classes. Their exposure to English was almost entirely informal, with little if any formal instruction. The result from this learners support the finding already discussed elsewhere in this book. The learning process from the unmarked subject relative clause to the marked structure object of cooperative relative clause. The context of learning did not affect this acquisition order. Number 4. Effectiveness of instruction. The effectiveness of instruction is often assumed but not always accepted. For example, in a process that assumes that what is needed is large doses of comprehensible input classroom, effectiveness is limited. Similarly, in a process that assumes a natural immutable sequence of natural processes, classroom effectiveness is similarly limited. Effectiveness of instruction is not a matter of yes or no, but a clearer understanding of what, how, and when in terms of learner is developmental readiness. These are all areas that must be dealt with empirically. The classroom language is the language that used to communicate and survive in class without using the mother tongue. I think that's all from me. Thank you. Bye-bye.